Good morning, everybody. We were taught throughout our entire lives that knowledge is power, and this is very true. But with modern society being so heavily information-based, we have to learn a new skill which we haven't ever had to teach ourselves before, and that is to discern the information that's in front of us. When you think about it, from a primordial perspective, from a primal, I'll say, we would always take the information that's in front of us and just go with it without questioning it, because you can't lie about what you see, right? At least not to the extent where it would be like missing out on food or something, because you would clearly see if there's food in front of you. You go hunt it, go gather it, whatever. But if you skip a few thousand years and come to now, where you could literally find out everything through a 5-second search, you have to understand, well, what is actually reliable and what isn't. What is information that you should consume with your time, and what are things that you would be better off avoiding. And so I want to try to help you out with these types of conditions and try to give you guys a different perspective, and maybe it will help you out with whatever personal or work goals that you might have. So to start off, what is your goal, right? You clicked on this video because you wanted to learn about how knowledge can be used against you and how to avoid such a circumstance. So now knowing that, what is your deep intention? Are you trying to get better at work? Are you trying to learn how to write? Are you trying to learn how to exercise? Whatever the case may be, know what your goal is right now. Take the time and know what your goal is. Think about it, visualize it, whatever you need to do. Now, the next step is understanding, well, what information is reliable around this. And that's going to take a lot of time for you to decipher, right? So the first thing you have to do, though, is start consuming whatever that content is, or doing whatever the thing you want to do. So for me, it was going to the gym. So what did I do? I got a gym membership and I went there. Do I have any idea what's going on 2 years later? Not really. I mean, I could teach you some basics, but I'm not going to be able to get you a whole nutrition plan or anything crazy. But what I can tell you is that you shouldn't go over to a bench press machine, let's say, and try to use your legs on it. I know that much. But either way, it's that step that matters, right? So let's take into the example of you want to become a writer. Okay. So in order to write, you need to, well, physically write. But you don't want to just step in there with a blind eye and just start writing things down. That doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get anywhere. So what is something you could learn as a concept into writing? Well, maybe structure, right? Like, how do I want to write my own book or write my own article, whatever it may be? Take your pencil or pen and write subcategories of, maybe it's about food. Maybe you're a food guy, or like you're a chef and you want to write about your cooking experience. So then maybe you would categorize your food by whatever protein you use or what time of day the meal is, and you would write down whatever, this meal, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So now you've got one step out of the way, right? So then the next question you have to ask yourself is, was that step worth it? Most people at this point would say yes, because, well, either A, that's all they know, or B, they've done diligent, pragmatic research that says that this is a good path to take if you want to become a writer. So the important thing is to try, and then you'll see the results over time. So now that we understand this basic concept, why can't I just take all the knowledge that I see at face value and just use it? Well, some of it's not actually, well, most of it is actually not guided individually towards you. It'll be mostly guided towards a larger audience or a public kind of face, which could contain anywhere from thousands to millions of people who have different lives and different habits, different ways of thinking. And that's where we have to individualize it, because the widespread value of information, which is on the internet, has unironically caused a value increase in decentralization. If you isolate yourself from other people and you give yourself your own value, that is what draws people towards you. You create your own type of purpose, and other people can feel that and they can go with you on it. And those people are what allow other people like me and you to go, maybe I should be different. Maybe I should have my own perspective on life so that way I can provide more value to other people. Most people never even think of that. They'll just go, oh, okay, well, this guy has a cool point, and they'll just move on. They won't think about how they can actually apply it to their own lives, which is what makes people different. Different habits and different activities that people do is what develops them into the characters that they are. But you don't see that highlighted in a 5-minute social media platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go on like Instagram and see, oh, that guy's built. Wow, that's all you see. You don't there's no pragmatic here is the journey, here's how this went type of thing. I mean, it's becoming more common now, but even then it's still not quite individualized, because they have either extremely good genetics or they've been doing it for 15 years, and it's hard for people to relate, especially for people that are in either the intermediate stages where they're more alone and isolated compared to other people, or if they are a step ahead if they're a step behind and they're like, well, how do I get into this? It's not going to be helpful seeing a bunch of people who are already there and comparing yourself to others, right? If you ever watch Jordan Peterson, comparing yourself to other people is one of the worst things you could ever do. And the reason why he says that is because you're idolizing someone else's characteristics, even though they have completely different circumstances than you do, right? Why would you value someone else if they had to go through a completely different life experience in order to get to what they have today? They are not you. They will never experience the problems you have, right? And I'm not saying that in a rich Kardashian manner. I'm saying that because they genuinely will not know what your problem is. Even when it comes to political candidates like Trump, he doesn't know what our problems are. He just knows that, oh, okay, this many people are affected by this problem. That's why he won the election, right? Plain and simple. Taking that general understanding from the outside world and isolating that towards your own circumstances and understanding yourself is what will allow you to adapt, to change the way you think, and to be able to develop the skills required to get to the place you want to be. And with that being said, I'm going to end the video there because that's all I have to say. So that'll be it. Bye-bye.